I know you want to see my face, right? I'm fine. Don't worry. Just a moment, you'll see my face. Yeah. So I like to do this. So allow me to do. Yes, so that's why we dialogue with C's. You know what I mean? Like we try to keep it community based as much as possible. Welcome, good evening, everyone. This is me. That's my face. Simple, simple face. Yes, so welcome to yet another community dialogue, as I call it, or a virtual community dialogue. It's done online, and so I call it virtual community dialogue. And it's a place where I try to create a room and an avenue for us to discuss matters of our town, but also to look at some of the quality things that happen with our people from our community, and to see how we can encourage further positivity and developmental activities to occur where we live. We are expecting our guests from the FC, which is a football club, which is called Bombers. Everybody know it as just Bombers, but to give the full title, it's LA Enterprises Bombers Football Club, and they're based, of course, in the town of Portsmouth, from the town of Portsmouth. And so we're hoping that very soon that link will work and the guys will sign in. I expect to see 2 people from this club join us tonight, so I'm really hoping that they will be here. And after that, we will be having a special guest who will also talk with us tonight about his achievement. And you won't want to miss that, I can tell you, because he too is from the town of Portsmouth. Some of you might have seen some of the stuff on Facebook already, but I felt would be good for us to connect with such an illustrious young man. And I call him young, he's still young in my view. And of course, a very distinguished individual who has made all of us proud. So I will give a little more detail on that, but I think the first aspect of our evening tonight is definitely to look at the FC, the football club, Posse, as we say, Posse football team. It's not a team, it's a club, and there's a difference, of course, when we say a team and a club. But we'll talk a little bit more about that, as I'm hoping that the guys will be here shortly to be with us. Shortly. I'm trying to ensure that they, that they will be here ASAP, because time is of the essence tonight. Yeah, I know it's Friday. You guys have a lot of stuff to do. Some of you probably wondering, well, hey, Friday night is usually your time to go out, and you're making a big sacrifice, so you want to know when is that going to start. So I'm there. I'm ready to start. Just waiting on the guys right now to come on and be with us. Okay, so let's hope that very soon. I'm hoping that the coach and also I think the assistant coach tonight will be with us. Really want to have a nice dialogue with them about the team. Yes, I see that. Very good. Okay, awesome. I see one person here, and I'm hoping that very soon his colleague will join. So yes, before we start, let me say to all of you again, welcome. I would also want to take the moment to extend condolences to the family and friends of Mr. Glassford Francis from Paybush. And Mr. Glassford was dear to me because he built my home many years ago. Yes, he built my house, and I have a lot of respect for this gentleman. I pray that his soul rests in peace and that his family finds comfort. Welcome to all of you. I see Judy, I see Alma, I see Rhoda Fendi. Welcome, Rhoda. Yes, Fenty, sorry. Rhoda Fenty, yes, hello to you. And to all the folks, remember, just share the live so other people can come on board and be with us tonight. So I see one of my guests, and I'm hoping that the other person is there, but I think we should start because you guys are there, right? So, hey, good evening.
Good night.
How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Awesome. Nice. And I see one now, I see two, so that's good. Just give him a little chance to get settled in, and I think we have two people now. Yes, I like the color you're all wearing. What's up with that?
Well,
Hey, look at this. I'm sporting my team. Yeah, I'm representing. It's my team, right? I'm from Posse, so I'm sporting the team t-shirt too. Happy to have one. Yeah. So welcome to both of you. Thank you for taking the opportunity to come on and to talk with the folks about our FC or the LA Bombers, LA Enterprises Bombers football team. I have to remember the Enterprise part. And so a big welcome to both of you. Just let me know if you can hear me very clearly. You might want to put a headphone because it will give a little feedback if you don't have, if you can. Yeah. And then if somebody in the room is with you and they're listening, then you have to ask them to turn it down, the volume as well. It will give some feedback. Yeah. Are you all in the same place?
yeah.
So that's what. Okay, good. All right. Sorry, but I should have told you before. Yeah. So anyway, that's much better. I can see Wayne's face much better as well. I see some different name. I don't know how to keep up with those names. I thought it was. I thought it was Anton Sabin. No, I'm seeing Wilmot. Then there's yeah.
All that is part of the name.
Okay. And then I see DeWitt. So I guess these are some nicknames that you guys have in the football club.
That's my middle name.
That's your middle name.
Yes.
How do you say it?
It's Dwight.
Oh, Dwight. Oh, awesome. Nice. I like it. Okay, I see you guys have some people already who are checking us out. The great football, the goalie, the great man. You know this guy, right?
Yes, great.
Yes, right. So that's the great Greg Joseph there. I know this man. We've watched him block many a goal for various teams in the town, and so he's well known for his goalkeeping skills. So anyway, let's get to the top of this. First of all, you guys are coaches of the Bombers LA Enterprise Bombers Football Club of Portsmouth. Can you tell us a little bit about maybe yourselves, first of all? Who are you all? How you got into being the coaches of, or what's your role exactly in the football club, please?
Well, my name is Ellington Savion. I'm from Portsmouth. A past player of the Bombers Football Club. I went into coaching because we had difficulties at the moment. Find a coach to fill the void. I started as a player coach and then made the full transition into coaching. I also am the assistant coach of the senior men national team.
Senior men national team. You have a slightly breaking up a little. Your vocals, your voice is breaking up a little. I'm not sure why. So maybe stay close to the phone. Yeah. Okay. So go ahead. So you said you were also the assistant coach
of the national team.
National team. All right. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. What about you? Yes. Wayne, do you want me to call you Wayne or Dwight?
Wayne is okay.
All right. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you get into coaching? And tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I'm Wayne Carbon, former youth national player for Bombers as well. I got into coaching because I'm a teacher at the St. John's Academy, and the DFA offered coaching for high school coaches, and then I attended one. I got involved in the coaching and being that. I'm also associated with Bombers. I provide assistance to the head coach.
Awesome. Great. That's great to know. So you saw the gap and you feel it in. I get the same impression from Dunga. Dunga, they call you Dunga. What's with that name Dunga?
That
Why?
was from my playing days. Dunga is a great Brazilian defender, and for some reason they say I look like him.
So you're not convinced that you look like him?
Not really.
Okay, but I think he is now a Brazilian football manager.
He was.
Something. He was. Oh, he's no longer.
Yeah. No.
But I think he had his team lift many trophies.
Well, yeah.
He started managing.
Yeah.
So you carry a heavy name. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
So I think the town is expecting that under your leadership and that of with the support of assistant coach Wayne, that maybe the town team will lift up some trophies going forward.
I will do our best.
All right, I agree. I think that is what the people want, your best. How long have both of you been coaches to the team?
I have been coaching for about 6 years now.
Okay.
Full time, that is.
Full time. All right. You kind of lost count there. It's all right.
Yeah, it's okay. I've been assisting for the last 2 years now.
Okay. And what is the experience like as coaches? How do you feel being coaches to a team like Bombers?
It's a great experience. I mean, the fans are hard to please in Portsmouth. That's probably the most difficult part. But the fact that you can impact the lives of the persons that are playing in hockey is always a good thing. So, and we take that very seriously. Sometimes the players themselves can be a bit difficult based on what is happening in their personal lives, but apart from that, it's a nice feeling, it's a nice job. I mean, almost a dream job.
Almost a
Dream job.
A dream job. Okay, wow. I love to hear that. Almost a dream job. Professionally, when you said you're a teacher at St. John's Academy, you teach sports there?
Sports and social studies, yes.
Okay, great. And Dunga, you are a sports officer?
Yes.
Okay,
sports officer responsible for the North.
Okay, wow. For the North. So what about Miss Vidal?
Miss Vidal is a senior sports officer. So.
Also
from Miss Vidal.
You what?
I actually took over from Miss Vidal.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Well, that is, I'm learning. Wow. Okay, so that's good to know. All right. Look, my mother say you change your face, but I don't know why she tell me that. You and I will have that story after. All right. Now, Greg is saying that he thinks that you all are doing a good job in coaching the team. And I think coming from a man like Greg who knows football, who has served the community for many years in football, you should feel very proud of yourselves, gentlemen.
Yeah, we are. Thanks for the compliment, Greg.
All right. You have some fans there saying that they were Bombers all the way. Lose or win, that's the kind of attitude, or draw. And I'm sure that's the kind of fans that you're looking for in the town. Yes. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the team itself. So LA Bombers, LA Enterprise, before it was LA Enterprises, that other sponsors I know over the years. Right now it's LA Enterprises. But why am I having a brain freeze? I don't know. But LA Enterprises Bombers Football Club. Can you tell us a little bit about the club? How long has the club been existing? What's the membership like, and so on? Give the folks a bit of a picture about Bombers. What comprises Bombers? And I noticed that it doesn't say a team; it says a club. So can you also help people to understand the differentiation between a club and a team as it relates to football in Dominica?
Well, a club is more structured. A team is just a group of persons that come together to play, but a club is more structured because a club has the players and it has a team is just players and maybe one of the coaches. It's just more structure to the club as opposed to a team. Bombers has been functioning for the better part of 20 years. I started playing bombers when I was a teenager. So that's the reason why. We as well. A lot of persons like Greg and some of the departed members of Romain John better than Romain and Patrick Brady and Marcus Warner were also members of the Bombers Football Club. Our motto is to play and try our best to do that every time we step on the field. We have a new crop of players now. I think we're probably now fourth generation of players. So it's a new crop, it's a totally new team. Some of the players we consider to be senior players, some of them in the early 20s, early young team. We try our best, like I say, every time we step on the field, to live by the team motto and to represent the town to the best of our ability as coaches and players.
Yes. What about you, Wayne? What you want to weigh in on that a little bit?
I think he touched. I think he touched everywhere.
All right. In terms of the membership, about how many people the club comprises right now? How many members?
Well, active players, we have 60 something. With a few, I would say, inactive players because although I coach, but I still play. I'm still part of the team. I'm still on the team roster as a player, but I don't really do matches unless I do have to. And there's also Will Carbon and like Felix Carrier and Jerome Romain and some other players that are still registered to play, but don't really play for active players.
So you all give yourself like boys and you live for the younger ones to play.
Well, yeah, you have the opportunity to represent.
Yes. What about this?
An old boy.
Okay, well that's good. I'm happy to hear. Can you speak a little bit about the makeup of the management team though? I mean, I know we have coaches, we have players. What about the management of the club? Can you give us a little picture of what it comprises?
Yeah, so the club has basically a formal structure. We have a president, we also a representative on the DFA board. Represent the issues of the players and the club, of course, of the DFA. We have a vice president. Everybody will know the vice president, Felix Carrier. And we have a secretary, assistant secretary, treasurer, event coordinator. So we have a well-structured management team.
All right.
We also have several other coaches, people like Oris Mills, Eddie Thomas, Johnson Brady. So we have other coaches also coming up too. So we have a formal structure and things are in place.
All right, I'm happy to hear that. Did you say Johnson Brady?
Yes.
Okay, if I had a hat, I would take off my hat to this gentleman, but I don't have one. I want to just take off my hat now and give it to him. Wow. I'm happy to hear that. That makes my night. Anyway, but do you have female players? Is there a female team as part of the club?
Yeah, we also have female to the club. We can't recruit players because some of the players that were on the female team migrated, I guess, to bring up action. So we try to source young players to fill the gap that they have left behind. But we do have a female arm to the club.
All right, that's great. What the membership starts from about what age? At what age can a parent have their child be part of the club?
Well, it depends. We have an academy we train with Andy every Saturday morning. That's at the age of 4. And then from there, move up the ranks. We have a youth team, under 15 youth team, under 20 youth team. Then we have the first division team and the premier team.
Okay.
That's what the males and the females is the senior women.
Okay, lovely.
But that's where we have an age grade. That's based on ability.
Okay, great. I love to hear that. It means that, if a parent has a child out there who's interested in football in the town, that they can actually have them go to the academy and start moving on to the various levels and to be part of the be part of the team. Yeah, so that's great. I wanted to also find out a little bit about the way forward for um, the academy, the young people. I know Andy and well Chris. I don't know if Chris, yeah. Andy's the one who mainly does that, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think what I wanted to ask mainly was you said that you all are recruiting or looking for young female players. Is that an active recruitment or it's just you want to do it but there is no formality to it? I mean, if a parent has a young girl who wants to play football, what is the setup for her to? Does she have to go through the academy as well for her to get into the club? How does that work?
Not necessarily. Like I said, based on ability, and the women's arm is mainly senior women. So once the person is, I would say, good at football, more or less, or can handle themselves, and physically they can handle the demands of the game, then we've seen no problem with that.
Okay, so do you have a female management team, or is just everybody falls under that big umbrella? How that goes?
Yes, there's a different coach for the female arm of the club.
Okay, who is the coach? I would like to know. I mean, I don't know.
You probably know him as Heinrich himself.
Who?
Heinrich.
Oh, okay, great. All right. I thought you had a female coach. That's why I was like wondering who is that female coach in the town. Okay, yes, I know Mr.
Don't go coaching. They rather play. They'll play till they can walk. Most people are going to coaching.
All right, okay. Well, that's good. But I'm happy that you all are open to that, and of course, ensuring that everybody gets the opportunity to play the sport, both male and female. So that is really, really a plus for the team. I want to commend you all on your recent victory, as recent as last night. There was a big game. Yes, against Kalibishi, and the team emerged. Is it on the 15th?
First division.
No, that's the first division.
First division, okay, and you all, I think it was a 3-2 win for Bombers.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so where does that place that team as part of the club?
That victory actually put them second. That's a leap from. They went from I think 7th to 2nd. A big leap.
Okay. Wow, that's great. So you all are doing well. I mean, when the people are saying that the team is performing very well, and it looks like they are pleased with that. Going forward, you have a big game coming up very soon, as soon as tomorrow. I don't want you to give your secrets. I don't want you to tell me the game plan. I believe those things should be protected as much as possible. But I mean, yes. So what is the projection for tomorrow? How are things looking? How are things shaping up for the game tomorrow?
Well, firstly, the players are confident coming off the victories, the two-line victories. So that's the first thing. Secondly, although we had games in the park, but we had good training sessions, and the players are motivated to do well against that team. Because first round I think we lost to that team, so we have to even out the score.
Yes, and you're really asking that the people come out tomorrow and support the LA Enterprises Bombers Football Club in Dublin at the playing field. Yes.
At 4.
All right, and I mean, I think support is very important, right? And Dunga you alluded to that earlier when you said that what you want is for fans to just come out and be more supportive. And I like when one person said a while ago that even if the team loses or wins or draws, she is a supporter. And I think that is the kind of support that you all are looking for tomorrow. But I mean, what else do you expect of the fans, the people, the community, as far as supporting the team?
Well, just be supportive. I mean, be positive. we supporting because sometimes we have fans that tend to be very negative and based on the player and his mental fortitude, it might break his game, it might move him away from the game plan. So try and be as positive as possible because I mean you come to one game for the week, we in the past everyday training. So you don't want to win more than us. We really want the win. We wouldn't go out there to play a game if we don't want to win. So we just want the support to be positive and remain positive. I mean, I know sometimes we are humans, we make mistakes, we say some negative things, but just try and encourage the young guys. I mean, they're trying their best, they're trying their best to bring back the club to where it was, to the glory days, and that's just the aim for the rest of the season. To win the trophy right now, maybe a long shot, or the league is wide open, but we're just trying to catch our form and bring the victory home one game at a time.
Okay, so you said something very important there that the fans come and we see the game maybe just when they play in the big match in some place. Um, it sounds like you're saying that the support should be not just at that point, but also, I mean, how else then can people support the team outside of going to look at those big games? I mean, when you can answer that as well, any one of you. I mean, what
Well,
other ways can the community rally behind your team? Is there any other way that you all see it's important for the community to support the club?
Binga, you will.
You can go.
Well,
That's a
one of the
question.
main things one
Yeah.
of the main things the fans can do, they can actually come to training and give input, give feedback on certain things they see happen in the game. Tell the coaches, we can work on that during the game. And another thing the fans can actually do is when you see the players, like in our local terms, docking training, tell them, question them, and tell them, get to the back. These sorts of
Yeah.
things can assist.
I like that. So encouragement of the players, especially the young boys. We recognize that they have so many odds against them. Many other things are trying to compete for their attention. And so it's important that we encourage them to take part in their game, to commit to their training, and that sort of thing. So I like that. I like that. And I think it's something we should all bear in mind. I have been to some of the games and personally have seen some of the overly passionate behaviors of some fans and some over the top, a little too much. Others, very, very constrained and restrained as well. So I want to share that and support your views that the support should extend beyond just the games themselves, but also within the community, being a sort of support and example even to them and encouraging them. Okay, I want us to take a little detour and talk a little bit about the importance of sponsorship for a club. Over there, for probably the past, if my memory serves me right, maybe about 2, 3 years, you've been sponsored by LA Bombers. You can correct me if you think you know the exact timing. How has that sponsorship been for LA? Sorry, for you've been sponsored by LA Enterprises as a club. How has that been for the club?
Well, the partnership is a good one with Ellie. I mean, she does a lot for the club, the transportation, support to the players, and she fills in the gap off the field, which is what a sponsor really is supposed to do. And some of them sometimes lacking that area, but I must say, ever since that partnership, I haven't had anything to complain. We had our first ever player
Retreat.
retreat, the cab
Yeah,
retreat, with
yeah,
you, guest speaker. I was the first
yeah.
for the club. So she's very passionate about the club. She's passionate about the development of the club and the players and the staff, and very supportive in all areas that she can be. And we really want to thank her for that support. And I'm not sure I can find any other area that I can pinpoint that she's lacking or that I can tell her to improve on. For now, I cannot stop at a sponsor.
Very true.
So overall, yeah, you too, right, Wayne? So overall, you all are very satisfied with the quality of sponsorship that LA Enterprises offers. And I notice you keep saying she, but it's she and him. So it's they.
Oh, yeah.
Mr.
We more,
Right, and Julia Lara. Yes, and you know one thing I noticed, right? LA, when LA moves as a sponsor, they don't just move just the proprietors of the business place, but you see like even their staff are part of the whole journey, the whole encouragement, the whole affair that is happening at the games. And so we must commend LA Enterprises for doing a splendid job at supporting our local team and taking it to another level. Because honestly, you referenced a while ago the retreat, and I've never heard of another club, and maybe it happens and we just never heard, but I've never heard of another club having their sponsors take them away to a place where they can have a retreat and for them to just focus on other things that can build up their players apart from just going on the field and doing the personal and collective training. So LA definitely stands out in my view, and I'm sure you said it for yourself in your view. I'm not sure why we're getting a feedback, but maybe it's from the fact that they're in the same room. So bear with us, folks. Sorry about that.
Same building, different room.
Yeah, same building, different rooms. So it gives a little bit of feedback. So we want to apologize for that, but we're hoping that you all are still getting the gist. Yes, maybe that one phone might actually do. If you can use it, that might help. See your faces. You won't get COVID from each other, right? Or you coach it all the time together. Nobody's sick. We don't have COVID yet. So yes, maybe that's an option that you can do. So do that. As you do that, we'll just take a slight break, guys. Stay with us, everyone. Let's just take a quick break to remind you of a few important. All right. I don't know if you all saw that video there a while ago. And often we call, welcome back, guys. Yeah. Right. So that looks good. Now we can see the t-shirts. Yeah, that looks nice. And we'll just go a little closer to him so we can see your face, but look good. You look good. Awesome. Oh, that chair looking too small for all you, boy. Okay, so a while ago I played a little video, a few seconds of a video with the mascot I call. So he normally goes to the game with his bell. He dresses up. Sometimes he loses his temperament. We know that. But I think he's an ardent fan, and we must commend Brandon and people like him who love the sport of football, first of all, but also love Bombers and support your team. There are some diehard supporters as well. So I just wanted to zoom on the fact that support is very important, right? So we spoke a little bit about the sponsor, LA Enterprises, and you all had quite a bit of positive things to say there about them and their commitment to the team. Of course, you know, a team has to represent also the sponsors, right? You have a big team, a big club. You're talking about a membership of 60 people. How do you all manage? How do you all manage to cope with all the challenges of, and maybe that comes from management point of view as well, but maybe as coaches, how do you all manage to cope with some of the challenges? I don't want to call them trouble. I think they're just challenges that some of the young people go through that you meet on a daily basis. How do you all cope with some of these?
Well, humanity to some players is a very difficult I play because this player comes in with his own personality and his own talent and influence. I cannot say we do a perfect job at it, but we do a job to manage each player independently. Giant Cup is independently.
All right. Wayne, any comments on that? As a young man, how do you cope with? Do you get the kind of respect that you expect as a coach from the players? I mean, how do you cope with that challenge?
Well, being younger, I kind of meet them on an equal playing field. So it's like they relate to me in their own terms, I relate back to them in my own terms. So it's like I give respect and I get it back at the same time.
I like that. I like that. That's awesome. All right. So if you give respect, you get it back. Respect is earned. You can't just say respect me, but we actually have to extend it to them, so they extend it back to you. So that is good. I wanted to pick your brains a little bit though on something I heard this morning on the news. I was listening to DBS News this morning, and on as part of the sports package, there was a comment by a young man. His name is Eustace Marshall. He's a national footballer, and he was expressing some concerns about not just footballers but athletes, I think, and warning them against the use of drugs, including marijuana, alcohol, and that sort of thing. As coaches and also as players, and maybe Dunga, you know a little bit more about what DFA expects. What is the view of the club, LA Enterprises Bombers FC, as it relates to the use of substances and the playing of the game? How do you all deal with that? I mean,
well, we do not condone the use of these banned substances.
Mm-hmm.
And
Did you say
the
you do not
DFA neither
condone?
is condone.
Oh, condone. Okay, yeah. I wanted to know one word you said.
Oh, condone.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah, neither does the DFA, and as we know, these are banned substances, and you can be banned for life for using these substances. So we do not tolerate them at club nor national level.
Okay, that's great. I'm happy to hear that. I know it's tough because right now we're hearing about the possibility of giving a little more leeway to people so that they can have a certain portion to grow in their yard or on their lot, and probably to smoke some at a reasonable portion and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, but even if the government gives you the okay to use whatever that is necessary, the substances that are still banned at 14 level, you're going to encounter issues.
All right. Well, I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear it. I respect people's view that some people like their weed and whatever, but I think with sports and how far DFA takes the sports, playing football in the town can actually take a footballer to the international world. It's very important for them to bear those things in mind, and if they want to go further. I heard that Lerma was playing just recently on the last game.
Yeah, he played last night. He scored 2 goals.
Yeah, that's great. It's nice to have Lerma back, and even hearing that he come and he's scoring goals. But we have great players as well, like Davon. I keep hearing Davon. I think it's Davon. He grew up next to me, and we always call him Davon. So
because of his spelling, most people call him Davon.
Yeah, but he's a great player. You have quite a bit of them. I don't want to single out people, but I know some at the top of my head. Tyreek, Davon, there was this little one for Marvin. I can't remember his name. Jamie, yes. So we have some wonderful players. A lot of them, all those guys, they have a lot of potentials. Sometimes when I go on the park, I see some new ones. There's one they call Biggie. He just started playing. Yes. And then, of course, there's my other little neighbor, Kelvin, who used to be my neighbor, Kelvin. He lives close to the PSS now. He's practicing to be a goalkeeper. I think he has great. Yeah, I think he has a great promise. Yes. and his brother Junie, his brother as well.
Yeah.
So we have quite a bit of young fellas that gives a promise to the continuation of the sport in the town. I want to commend you all for the work.
Because the academy in place, you always have find that you call some talent rolling in almost every season. So most of the things you call are products of the Andean Academy. So we just fortunate that we get the products that we can use at the higher end.
Very fortunate indeed. What are the prospects for some of your players getting beyond the just playing for national, which is good, but going and getting scholarships or getting how do you call them, drafted maybe in regional teams? I know sometimes people go to Trinidad, they play there, and then move on to further fields. Is there any way that the club has connection with certain agencies outside that you are sort of trying to feed your players into further development at this time?
Well, no, at the moment, most of the players that go out go to the DFA because the DFA is in contact with a foundation, they call it City Foundation, and they outsource players to the US through academic athletic scholarship.
Okay. No, I'm happy that you said that. When you're a teacher, and how do you impart to the players the vitality, the importance of not just playing the sport very well, but marrying the academics with that in the event that they want to go further? Do you find that you have to do some level of education in that regard to your players or with your players?
Well, you first have to know what that individual wants to achieve through football. Because honestly, you can want something for someone, but if they don't want it for themselves, then they will never get it. And then once they want that, you use examples of other individuals, like you just spoke about Luma, we have Ocean Universities as well. So you use examples of how people progressed.
Yeah.
And then you use it as a motivation for them. So that they can follow up as well.
Yes, because I think it's one of the things that every football club should ensure that they tie very neatly or closely to the performance. Yes, we want you to do well, play the sport very well, but we want, especially as it relates to the young men, that they understand how vital their education is as well. Because we are losing a lot of our young men. I mean, what you are doing is very noble. It is very costly in itself. I know it is sacrificial on your parts, but it is also very noble. It is something that our young boys need. Many of them don't have father figures as they probably need to at home. And it's you, coaches and managers and the team management, the sponsors. These are the people that they see. And so they are looking at you. They want that kind of example. And they also want it from fans as well. But you have direct link with them. And so I'm really hoping that one of the things that the club will always emphasize to the players is how important it is for them to nurture their education and ensure that they don't waste it. They don't waste the opportunities that are given to them in high school and college and wherever else that they get to go to learn something. So I just wanted to make sure that is a priority with your club. I hope that is a priority with the club as well.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's an easy answer, eh? Oh, yeah. Yes, but seriously though, going forward, what are the plans for the club going forward? I know you have a big game tomorrow, as we said, but what are the plans? What is it? What are the projections for the rest of the year, maybe?
Well, for now, we have the games coming up. We got, like I said, we're gonna take the first game at a time and try to win this one.
Yeah.
We also try and impact each player that is placed in our case. So we try and impact them positively. Try and turn their lives around if that is the case, if they like It's still in around. And although I said that the Premier Trophy is kind of a long shot, we still have plans of winning the Premier Trophy.
Is that boy? That
And we
looking
have
like
other,
how are you going to do that? Seriously, based on the point standing. Oh. Right now, how many
sports is
points? How
fun.
many points?
Sports is fun. If the leaders are 11 points away, that's a matter of us winning 4 games and they losing 4.
Okay, and you are very confident that that is possible.
Well, if I wasn't confident, I don't think I should be good.
I was about to tell you you can already resign if you're not that confident to inform. But that is good. That is a good projection, and it's a way to build up the expectations. Yes, of the fans, but most importantly of the players. Let them know that and the confidence that yes, we can win that. We just have to put in the effort and win the games that we need to win.
Yeah.
So that is positive. So the idea is to go for and to win that league as much as possible.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to wish the club very well. I want to also encourage everyone, all of us from the town, to support the club, support LA Enterprises as well, because we want sponsorship in the town. But I know a lot of people say they love football, they love the team, but remember the team has a sponsor, and the sponsorship is dependent on also finances. So I want to urge all the folks out there in the community and the neighboring communities for that matter. Let us remember to go and support LA Enterprises at PCAD Portsmouth, because they have to continue to support our team, and we want our team to progress and to look good and to feel good, and so we have to go support them. If you were to give some final comments, maybe to the public, and also I want you to speak to your team. Maybe some of them are listening right now. What would you say first of all to your team, and then Wayne, that's for you too, and then of course your final comments maybe to the community and just everyone.
Well, to the team, tomorrow is a big game. Like I say, we have to go out and win each game one at a time. We have to go out and win tomorrow. We have to remain confident and positive that we can achieve the task that we set out in the second round. To the sponsor, I want to thank you for all the support that you have given thus far and you will continue to give. To the fans, come and support positively no matter what the result, win, lose, or draw.
Yeah.
But keep in mind that we always go out to represent the best of our ability. And we never go out to disappoint. And to you, Miss Paul, thanks for the opportunity to promote the club.
No problem, anytime. I have a T-shirt. That means I'm a fan. I love Bombers. Yeah, I love football. I don't play it, but my brother Mike Mackey, he loves football. He's an ardent player. He doesn't play that much anymore since he moved to England. But whenever he gets here, he has his boots with him, and he always goes back to the park to play. So football is something I love. He used to play for PSS. Brought home that under-16 trophy with people like Ian Douglas and all these guys, Ras, and all these people who were playing great football back in the days when I was a little girl going to high school. So I remember that, and I love football. So I will be supporting LA Enterprises in Bombers in any way that I possibly can. All right. So Wayne, what about you? Can you give us your remarks to the team, to the players, to the community, and your final comments, please?
No problem. So, first to the community, come out and support our team. Give them all the encouragement that they need. Motivate. To the sponsor, once again, we say thank you for tremendous support.
Sure.
I've been playing for Bombers for a little while now. That's the best sponsor I've seen thus far. And to the players, come out, play hard, play for your fans, play for your enjoyment.
Sure. I like that. I like the last part that you say, play for your enjoyment. So it's not just we're gonna win a game, but let's enjoy it too. I think if you enjoy it, then you will give it your best.
Yeah. So to play football, you have to love football.
Well, I agree. I saw earlier that Greg mentioned cello. And of course, we can never forget Cello in times of games like these, because Bumper would probably give her a ride and take her to Dubla tomorrow if she was there. The last time, one of the last times that they played in uh, in Dubla, I remember I actually took a lot of photos of she and uh, she and what is his name, Bumper, over at Dubla as well. So people like Cello will miss, but those of us who are behind, we have to support the team as much as possible. Maybe not, I don't know if I have that passion like Cello and Bumper, but you know how it goes. I will still try my best to support. So we want to again remind the fans and remind the community that tomorrow there's a big game, everyone, a big game, and that game is going to be between our team, which is the Bombers, and I think it's We United FC, and they call it the premier match of Clash Round 2. Yes, and it's going to be at the Jubla playing field tomorrow, 8th August, from 4 p.m. And it says something, wear something orange. I have a red T-shirt. What's up with that? What is the orange?
That was an that we pulled for motivation for the players. We United advertisement. We don't use it to motivate the players.
Ah.
We're red.
We are red, aren't we?
Yeah, we red.
Wear something. Okay. Okay, so we want to wear something red and not something orange. So I'll have to hang my T-shirt, wash it tonight, so I can wear it again tomorrow. After the game. All right. So we're really asking everyone to go out and let's go out and support the team, to support the game, no matter what happens. I know when Jubla people come out, they come out in full force. Now, if they are not supporting Bombers because it works to their advantage, then we are in trouble, because Jubla will be supporting the other team, and I know they just come out in full force, right? So Horsey has to come out tomorrow and support. So we're asking everyone, please share the word, tell people, let's go out and support our team and our club tomorrow, and support LA Enterprises. So LA Enterprises, Bombers FC, I want to say thanks to you all. Wayne and Dunga. Yes, thank you all so much for accepting to talk to me tonight, talk to us about the club, and we wish the club all the best. Win or lose, as we say, it's our club, and we have to keep supporting. But we don't want to lose, we want to win tomorrow. So, all the best. Go with God.
Thank you.
Thank you, same to you.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, folks, stay with me, because coming up, we have a special guest in the person who is celebrating 25 years today of having done something remarkable. And I'm hoping that he joins me very, very soon, very, very soon, to talk with you and to share with you a little bit about his journey and how he became who he is today. So I see, it's that day. It wasn't part of the plan, but when I saw he posted something earlier earlier today, I was rather taken aback by that, and I thought it would be nice to reach out to him, and he was really cool about it. So I'm hoping that Jerome Romain will join me very, very soon, in a few minutes' time, to get on board. Look, Jerome says, go get them Bombers. I like that. So we're ready for you, Mr. Romain. We're ready for you, so you can just hit that link, and then we can connect with you in quick time. So he says, Marlon, thank you for extending good luck to Bombers. And we have, of course, the man himself, Jerome Romain, says, go get them Bombers. Malcolm Joseph says, good luck, Bombers FC. Yes. Good luck tomorrow. Yes. And that's the kind of vibe we want to extend to the entire club, all the players, all the players of the sport. And of course, the family and friends and loved ones of the players. If you come out, then we have a great gathering. So I want to invite my next guest to join me. I'm really hoping that he comes on very shortly. In the meantime, we can take a quick look at, maybe if you have not yet seen the video, then that's a good time for you to see what I'm talking about and why we would want to invite this gentleman. Oh, wow. Excellent. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm great.
So nice to see you. It's really great to see you.
Yes, 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 definitely.
Yes, I like that. So
Oh, you
our
know what? I think I still have your other one going. Let me.
okay, so you can close it. Yeah.
Okay.
All
All
right. But in
right.
the meantime, as you do that, let me just remind the folks of what I'm talking about and why we're having you tonight to join us. So here we go.
And Edwards has already had a massive bonus here today with those 2 world records, but it was the World Championship gold medal he came here for.
Wellman himself will reflect on this next jump. He's 3 centimetres ahead or behind. Romain is 3 centimetres.
Jerome Romain, the final jump of the triple jump final. Well, I think it's fallen short. We'll see Jonathan Edwards celebrate in just a moment. But Romain is celebrating. He's got a bronze medal. There's the silver medalist embracing him. There is one of the greatest jumpers, long jump and triple jump of all time, Mike Conley. But there is the new champion, the world record holder, Jonathan Edwards of Great Britain.
Thoroughly and utterly entertaining. A competition that captured the imagination of some 35,000 people in this newly refurbished stadium in Gothenburg. Jonathan Edwards won't mind that. He thanks the crowd. They supported him well today, and that is a reaction that will stay in his mind for a very long time to come.
Well, there'll be some messages going up to Heaton in Newcastle to his wife Alison, Samuel, 28 months old, and Nathan, just 9 weeks old, to say congratulations.
So, wow, that was, I looked at it again and I got chills again.
Yeah.
I saw it yesterday and it gave me the shivers. And of course, I got teary when I looked at it. I could not believe that it was really the first time that I was watching that video. I knew about you going to the Olympics and all of that, but just watching that video after 20, you said 25 years.
Yeah, you know, and it's funny. It's actually one of my ex-athletes who texted me a couple of days ago. He said, "Wow, coach, you know, on the 7th, it'll be 25 years since the championship medal in Gothenburg." And I was like, 25 years, really? And I was like, wow. So yeah, it's you know, and like you say, every time I watch that video, it brings back the same emotions. And
Yeah.
you know, after 25 years, it's still really vivid, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So you are from, for the young people, can you give them a little background about who you are, where you're from? Who is
Yeah,
Jerome Romain?
well, I'm
Yeah.
I'm an original homeboy, Portsmouth, Haviland, you know, Cocoton. You know, I watched your last show with the FC Bombers. You know, I was part of the Cocoton Sports Club and back in the days. And, you know,
Yeah.
I definitely still really follow the Bombers and see what they're doing and really actually want to commend Coach Dunga on the job that he's doing. And, you know, I know I've made a few of the coaching tournaments here in the US with on the 17, on the 15 teams. And you know, I'm hoping one day to see Coach Dunga on that stage
Let me try to get my audio back.
because I think he's done a really good job
I think I'm losing my
the
audio.
Bombers. Huh? No audio?
Okay, sorry. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just had a little break in the audio a while ago. Sorry, but I think you were saying that you were commending Dunga.
Yes,
And,
yeah. Yes, you know, definitely want to commend them on the job they are doing with the young guys because again, I mean, yeah, you know, football. I grew up in the park playing football as well. You know, again, and you mentioned Maki. I was
yeah.
actually part of that 1986
Yes,
team that
Yeah.
brought that trophy back to Portsmouth, and even that, I mean, I vividly remember the motorcade that we had, coming down the road. So again, I'm the true
Yeah.
Portsmouth, Cocoton, walk the streets, kick ball on the side of the road, play cricket with sponge ball guy. I'm true guy of the soil. I mean, I guess a lot of people may not know my earlier histories. Meaning, I mean, I was actually born in St. Martin. My mom back in the days, like many other parents did,
Yeah.
left the island to go to find work opportunities when things started changing a little bit. So, but I came to Dominica. I think I was 3 months old. Was raised by my grandmother, and so again, I mean, I'm as local as it gets. So
Yes, yes. Very homegrown. And
yes,
back in the day, I remember we used to call it Jerome Gibbs, and then suddenly I heard he's Jerome Romain, and I had to kind of get used to that change as well. I guess everybody.
yes, and then that aspect of it, as I started growing up in terms of trying to travel,
Yeah.
I was in the process of trying to get my French passport, and so I had to switch to my mom's name. So yeah, so that's where that change came about, and I think that was something that everybody was like, oh, what? And matter of fact, most people that actually know me from there still call me Gibbs. So
Yes, yes, yes. But
yeah.
let's go back to the 25 years of having done such a marvelous thing of putting. It's not like Dominica was not on the map, but I mean, the point is you had people probably wonder to a large extent, out of the 35,000 people in that stand, you probably had a good proportion of them wondering, where is Dominica? Where did this young man come from? How was that experience for you 25 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, it was. I guess that experience itself was a combination of kind of an up and down year, and really, actually, that 1995 really for me was one of the toughest years as a triple jumper.
Yeah.
'Cause I left home in 1991 on a track scholarship, and
Mhm.
obviously I competed at the '93 World Championships where I made the finals. That was my second World Championships, but that
Yeah.
was 2 years after leaving Dominica.
Mhm.
And then in 1995, during the indoor season, sometime in March, I actually almost quit triple jumping. you
Wow.
know, I went to the NCAA indoor nationals and as the number one ranked jumper in the US and had a really crappy meet. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know why. And was seventh at that meet. That was my worst finish ever at a meet in the US since I've been there. And
Mhm.
uh, I went back to my coach after that meet and was like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. I know, well, it was one bad meet, but man, I was like seventh at this meet. I mean, really like what I would have jumped from 4 steps in practice.
Yeah.
And that was March, and we had spring break coming up, and actually we had the Pan American Games in Mar del Plata, Argentina, that
Mhm.
a couple weeks later. And I actually told him, you know what, I don't even want to go. And I really, I was really happy that he encouraged me. He's like, look, it's spring break. You're not gonna miss any classes. Just go there and get away from school environment for a little bit. So I
Mhm.
actually did it, and I think really that was the turning point because I actually got a silver medal at
Yeah.
that championships, and again, PR broke the national record. I went over 17 meters, 17:28, for the first time, and then I came back after that, and that year we just built on it, built on it. Later that summer, we went to Guatemala
Mhm.
and actually James Favier, may his soul continue to rest in peace,
Yes. Yes.
accompanied me at that meet.
Okay.
And I had a really good meet. I think I was second in the long jump there and won the triple jump at the CAC championships. And I think I won that competition with about 16 meters 80. But I had a jump that the official literally had to go down on his knees to look and see, and then he came up with the red flag, but they measured it and it measured about 1750. And I was like, oh wow. So that after that games in Guatemala, we thanks to some really supportive people in Germany, uh, that we had a contingent of Caribbean athletes from Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, so mainly the OECS islands. And we spent 2 weeks training in Nottingham, Germany. And, Andy, was a very big part of that. And Wolfgang Sefele, I had the opportunity to stay with this host family. And so for that entire 2 weeks, I just worked my approach. I said that jump is going to come back to me.
Yeah.
And, so we went to Sweden a couple of days before the championships. And the way it's organized, we have a qualifying round on one day, then we have a day rest, and then the finals. And so on the qualifying, it was pretty early in the morning, and I actually went out and had again the best jump of my life. First jump of the competition in the qualifying round, jumped 17:48, which again was another national record.
Yeah.
And it really didn't hit me till I left the stadium, because once you qualify, they escort you out of the stadium. Left the stadium, went back to my hotel room, showered, turned on the television, and the qualifying rounds of the triple jump was still going on. And when I turned on the TV, one of my mentors and coach at the time, Mike Conley, who was the 1992 Olympic gold medalist, was taking his third jump in the qualifying. And that's when it really hit me like, wow.
This is where you are.
Yeah,
How did I get here?
Yeah. So, and then anyway, like I said, the qualifying rounds that was over. Then we had a day rest, and literally that day rest, all I did, I went to the cafeteria, ate, and went back to the room. I didn't want anybody to touch me. I mean, I was just like, whatever is going on. I want to keep it that way, And then again in the finals. Jonathan Edwards, I mean, wow, that year he was on fire. And that was the guy I kind of watched compete as well. In 93, I think he got the silver medal. Then in 1994 at the Commonwealth Games in Victoria, he was second at that meet, and I was actually fourth. I actually had the best jump of the competition, but I had it in qualifying, so it didn't count in the final. And so in 1995, I mean, I think he took the triple jump to another level. He broke the world record once before the World Championships. And then on his first jump in that competition, broke the world record. And, he jumped 18:16 in the, so that what you're looking at right there is the qualifying. So I was in Group B, so I had the furthest jump in that group, but overall the furthest jump of that, of the qualifying. So, and then Edwards, so after his 18:16 jump, my first jump I think was 17:36. So that had me in the silver medal position. And then again on my on Edwards' second jump, he again came back and broke the world record for 18:29.
Yeah, he was quite a contender. I mean,
yes, no, absolutely. And then on my second jump, I went 17:59, and then one of my teammates, Brian Wellman, he was jumping, bless his soul, he was jumping after Edwards. So in the first round, Edwards broke the world record. There were all these reporters on the runway, filming. So he fouled his first jump, and then Edwards broke the world record on his second jump. He fouled his second jump as well, and he had a safe jump to get him into the finals. And then I think on his fourth attempt, he went 17:62. So which put me in the bronze medal position. So, but again, I mean, it was just a surreal moment for me.
Just to medal at that level, I mean, that must have been just huge.
Yes. And again, I mean, you could, I don't know if you saw that, obviously we just watched it, when it was confirmed, that I had the silver medal. I mean, it was just like,
it was like a gold medal to somebody else. I mean,
yes, absolutely.
At that level, a medal is a medal. I mean, to medal at the Olympics, You know, the first one for Dominica, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, and you know, also too, and actually at the time it was the first ever medal for any individual within the OECS, and I think the Greater Caribbean in the jumps at the World Championships. So you know, and it was a proud moment for me, uh, more so seeing where I came from, and and uh, and you know it was for me a real example of it. It really doesn't matter where you come from. It's just what you do and what you make of the circumstances that you are presented.
Yeah.
And for me, really, it all started with a great opportunity that I get that at the time a lot of our student athletes didn't get, to leave Dominica and come to the US
Scholarship.
on a scholarship. So that was definitely
I, rem- I remember when you got when you got your medal, when you did so well, and I think you returned home. I'm not sure if it was directly after it. It could have been around the independence time, and you were
the 1995 independence, yes.
right. And I remember you were given the opportunity to speak or to address the public, and I do remember you had three words.
3Ds, absolutely. Dedication, determination, and discipline.
What's the last one?
Discipline.
I remember that for some reason. It's weird. It just came back to me.
Absolutely. Yes, so, that was really the center of my speech at the National Youth Rally.
Yes.
Because again, to me, those words, are simple words that we all hear growing up. You have to be determined to kind of get what you want. You have to be dedicated in your craft and discipline. And I think really it's I just look at this, and then again at the time I just said, the 3Ds, and it's such simple words that we all use kind of sometimes haphazardly. But I think if we really, really in any walk of life, no matter what it is that you do, whatever profession that you do, I mean, if you are dedicated enough to your craft and be disciplined, and again, discipline sometimes it means doing what you don't want to do, right? Doing what you need to do even when you don't want to do it, and then also when no one is watching. It's so yeah, that was definitely part of my speech. And again, I mean, those are this, besides, I mean, obviously God being the center of my life, those are some simple that I really, really, really live by. Even my kids, I tell them every day, hey, it doesn't matter where you are, what circumstances that you are in. I mean, it's just making the best of it. And I think even in that speech, sometimes I think I mentioned about success, and people sometimes, what is success? And I think it's really making the best of whatever situation you are in.
Yeah. Well, I must say that I am so thankful that you have remained grounded, still very down to earth, very humble, homegrown. You've never forgotten your base, and I think that sets you apart tremendously. I know, for me, my knowing you is through my brother, Maki football. By the way, we still have the trophy of Maki in the house, by the way.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you those, and I'll tell you these are the times that you really treasure, right? Because I mean, for me, even 86, like we're talking about football, that I can sit down with, like you say, 16, 18 other guys, and we talk about it. We kick some jokes. Maybe we even remember jokes we had going on the bus. And that's the beauty of it. And I mean, for me, and being at the World Championships, I think I was there that year with Stephen Agar. Well, if you looked at that other video, we had Derek Anwar, may his soul rest in peace, was at the time accompanying us.
I was wondering who that was. Who was
yes,
that?
yes. So that was Derek Anwar, yeah.
Okay, all right.
And like you said, there was a crowd of 35,000 plus people, and somehow they caught him waving that Dominica flag in the crowd. That was really special. So, but again, I mean, for me, it was a great achievement for me, but more so, I just think it was such a great achievement for Dominican and for me more so the Dominican youth. The
Yeah.
seeing and using me maybe as an example. And I know even when I came back in 1995 as well, I think I was on a interview with DBS. I don't know, not sure who the reporter was. Maybe Curtis Matthew.
Yeah.
And he kept using the word hero, 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 hero. And it really kind of bothered me a little bit because I didn't really want the youth of Dominica to look at me
Yeah.
in this light because for me growing up, a hero was someone I'd see on TV,
Mhm.
see on TV and watch, but I wanted them to see me as someone who walked the streets just like they did, play SpongeBob cricket, set up a little small side goal in the park, just like they did, and just look at it like, wow, I mean, if he can do what he did, man, I can do it too. Because
The thing is that makes you a hero. I mean, you don't like it, but that's you
well, I
from
mean,
a humble beginning to have started from where you started. If you think about it, people like you, Don Williams. I mean,
yes,
Don would run in the park barefooted. She didn't like shoes,
yes,
and then she made it to. You guys went to Atlanta together at the Olympics game in there, and then of course for you all to even do that, even if you have not even medal at any one of those events, but to have made it to that point is
right, right,
a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal for the local child, the local young man, the local young.
yes,
So in that
yeah,
context, hero. But earlier I said to you that one of the things about you that stands out is the fact that you're very grounded, you're very homegrown, you're very humble, and so even if you're a hero, that does not take away from the fact. It makes you even a more beautiful person because you have not forgotten that you are grounded, that where you came from, and you have nurtured that and made all of us proud.
right, definitely, and that's I appreciate those comforting words, and like I said, and you mentioned Dawn, yeah, my gosh, I commented to her in the comments,
Yeah.
like, my brother Christy, and again, just to kind of touch, and I mentioned Mr. Fabio, may his soul rest in peace.
Yes,
And I
fab.
tell you, there's so many people
Yeah.
that had hand involved in the things that we did. I mean, and for me, as far back as I can remember, from St. John's School, being in Twapito, Mr. Parilo.
Oh, you
Uh,
were in Toronto too?
yes, yes. Mr.
I still do
Parilo.
it because
Yes,
Toronto used to
yes.
be seen as a lava boy, but it's good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
great
No,
people like
I
you
was
in
a capital product. Mr. Parilo, Father LVO.
yes.
Those people, and then going on to PSS. Like I said, you had Fabi and Christy,
Fabi, yeah.
and then I'll tell you, and something to this day that I tell my kids. I remember we were sports day again.
Yes.
I was in Whitey, right when I went to PSS. And I think we were high jumping. And if for the people that really remember me, I was a little scrawny little boy,
Yeah. Yeah.
very small, very short. And I think we were high jumping. And I remember Miss Aaron came to me and said, Piti Hashka Bagobwa. I don't know. And even now that I'm saying it, I get goosebumps.
Yeah, and
Because
you never forgot.
exactly. I PTS, absolutely. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and she said that, and then I'm like, I don't know. When she said that to me, something I just felt like this strength came within me, and
Yeah.
I cleared the bar, and I think I ended up winning that competition, and that phrase has always stuck to
You
me.
have
Uh,
never forgotten that just that simple one-liner. So
Simple.
powerful.
Yep, absolutely. And I tell you, I mean, I have three daughters, and one, she's almost my. And you met them in February at my
Yeah.
mom's IDF,
Yeah.
and she plays football. So,
Hmm.
and again, when she started playing, she was kind of the smallest kid on the field. So I always just say, "Come on, PTS, let's go." And even to this day, she's going to be a junior in high school. She's on the
Yeah.
field. I still say, "Hey, PTS, let's go."
Wow.
So it's but again, I mean, those people played such an integral part in our development. And like I mentioned, Christy, with Don. I mean, and there were countless others every morning. Don will come and knock on the window. Don was our alarm. Knock on the window and we go run to 1 mile, or we ran to Purple Turtle, did
Yeah.
our stuff on the beach, and it became it was routine. And we
Yeah.
did that every morning before school. I mean, back then, as a young boy, there's sometimes I didn't want to get up in my bed. I hated it.
Yeah.
And Christy will come boy, let's go, you better let's go, and those are the things when I look back on it, it's I don't know, it was always like the stars just kind of aligned because of the way, the people that I had in my life, and the influences that I had, and then again the experiences that I had just growing up in Portsmouth. I mean,
So
it,
I'm happy that you can actually say or remark about the very simple things that contributed towards your success, and even the very humble people, the Miss Aarons and the Christy and the Fabi, and just a whole lot of these people who started something, didn't even know that you would become that, but continue to speak life into you. And when you referenced the PT hash expression that Miss Aaron used, it reminds me and tells me of the value of words in the lives of people. And
absolutely.
so the words that we speak into the life of our young people, in the town, into the life of our young people, or your children, for example, our nieces or nephews, what words do we speak to them? And so I would want for you at this point, what would you say to the young people who might be looking now? One young man here said that he did not know of you. I think it's Henry George. He said, Jerome Romain, big up yourself one time, never knew about him. But now he's knowing about you. What would you say to young people who maybe are saying, well, I don't have the best park, we don't have the best playing field, we don't have the high-tech place that we need in order for us to train. We don't even have a nice big swimming pool if I want to become a swimmer, that sort of thing. As an athlete who have succeeded so well, and of course you reached the point where you wanted to give up, but you did not. What are you going to say? What would you like to say to young people right now who might be watching, or maybe a parent who has a child who is, second guessing their talent and skills? What would you say to them tonight?
Right. So first of all, let me speak to the parents. I think because I think that's where it starts. Words are very powerful.
Yes.
So I think I would say always put things in positive perspective to your kids. So and kids being kids, they're going to go through situations that they might think is the toughest situation. But when if they sit down and they talk to you and listen, right? So first of all, listen, and sometimes I think we are too quick to chastise kids with words of
Yeah.
negativity.
True.
And as you say, the words that we speak are really positive. So
Mhm.
I think in every situation, really accentuate the positive in every situation, because there's positives in every situation. It's just a matter of what angle you look at it, right?
Yeah.
And again, if it's a situation where the kid you may think made some sort of mistake, okay, you made a mistake, but let's move beyond that. But again, we have to really instill confidence in the kids. We can't really. There's no good in beating a kid down every time. There's negative words, negative words, negative words, because at some point they are going to lose self-esteem, lose
Yeah.
self-confidence, lose self-worth, and once you get to that point, I mean, it is really difficult then to kind of transform from that. So I say really, I mean, it is absolutely imperative that we be positive in
Mhm.
every aspect to our kids. And
True.
to the youth that might be listening, say, no matter what difficulty that you may be going through. And I know you mentioned in your previous broadcast with the FC Bomber
Yeah.
coaches that a lot of the young men that they mentor grow up in homes without father figure. I
Yeah.
mean, now my father figure was my eldest brother. My grandmother was my father. I mean, so I say, look, find someone positive to look up to. If you look well enough, you will find someone. Some
Yeah.
people, maybe is a teacher, a coach, someone in the community, and don't be afraid to go and say, "Sir, do you have a minute to just talk with me a little bit?"
Yeah.
Right? Because again, and I want to encourage the adults that may be in that situation. When a young man or a young lady comes up to you, take some time, sit down and listen. I mean, sometimes we get so caught up in our own self and our own lives that we are too busy to see a young person that is definitely in need of our assistance, and go by our daily business. Because again, as you may recall when I mentioned when I talk at my mom's 80th birthday party, I mean, it takes a village, and we have to
Yeah.
go back. We have to go back to that concept, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and and to the youth, I say, I mean, respect your elders, because respect can give you so much in life,
Sure.
right? And it takes nothing from you. So again, it's just those, just being positive, and again, finding someone in the community that could be a mentor. And I will really implore the adults as well to step up and be mentors to some of
True.
the young people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You sound like you should. Have you written that book already?
Not yet.
What are you waiting for, man? I think the young people from the town and from the country really need to read some of what you have to say. Very practical. It's things that if people hear it and or listen to it, they can apply it in their own lives. So very motivational, as someone is saying here. And so I want to urge you to think about it. Consider writing that book about your journey. Maybe it can inspire another young person to get to that level and even beyond where you would want to see them go. I know that you're a coach today, right?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So I've coached at the NCAA level for quite a while, and right now I'm actually coaching at the IMG Academy, and it just so happened, really, it was the coach who recruited me from Dominica back in 1991. He got the director position at IMG Academy, and he called me up. He said, "Hey, I mean, how about joining me?" So and again, it just really, a lot of people tell me it stems from the person I am. I mean,
Personality.
it's just. And again, I think my personality comes from where I grew up. I mean, it's and the community that I grew up in,
Mm-hmm.
and again, I know what. Sometimes I feel like it's changing a bit, that we don't have. I don't, if, when I'm home, I don't see that unity that we had back in the days, or even the the community aspect to where if I'm walking on the street, and for example, my mom lived in Sedman, so I grew up with my grandmother. She raised all six of us. So, and my mom came home maybe about twice a year, especially during Christmas. She was home, and it was no matter what. If I was out, she'll call on a Sunday, and a Saturday, say Saturday evening, I was maybe somewhere out, hanging out doing some. She'll tell me, well, use algo no, and I'm like, how? So, but just because somebody that
Yeah.
she's friends with probably saw me somewhere,
Yeah.
and she got the message, and those times I think it was really difficult for kids to kind of get in what I would say real trouble, because there was always someone there, like, boy,
Yeah.
what are you doing there? Frederica know you there, your grandmother know you there, go home, or and I think I don't know what we have to do to get back to get back to that, but I think it has to start with, I guess, the people that are my age and older than me, because they grew up in that era as well. And again, that's why I say, someone taking the hands of a youth and carrying them along and having that type of conversation to where, we start to get back
So this is one of the reasons, sorry, why I really think that I've taken this initiative to kind of start a community dialogue, because I think that as a community we are quickly losing the connection that once upon a time made us who we are, who we were. You spoke about community raising a child, etc. Now you will hear people say, "Me, I'm afraid to correct so and so child because
yes,
of this or that." So the dynamics have changed a lot and are
absolutely.
rapidly. I don't know that we can probably take it back to what it was, but I think that there are aspects of our history as a people that we should connect. We should try to grasp and bring together as much as possible. And so I'm hoping that avenues like these, hearing from people like you and the Bombers team and all the people who have taken the time out to just come and share their stories, their achievements, their goals, and also I always ask, what are what would you like to see for Portsmouth? What it is that we can do as a community to be a better people, to connect more. I'm hoping that that is what will happen. We have a lot going for us, but we don't quite harness it as a people. And there are various elements that contribute to the division, all right? Politics,
Oh,
religion.
absolutely.
I mean, these are strong tenets that we have within our people, but even other elements. I mean, even right now, there are so many other things that we have to compete against to try to bring and bring people together and connect with each other. So I'm really pleased that you would take the time to come and share those aspects of your past and also give the encouragement to the young people and to the elders, those of us who are here, to make a difference to the
Yeah, no, definitely. And again, for you, I follow everything that you do, and I definitely want to, obviously commend you on everything that you've done. And I know you asked me about writing the book, and so maybe at some point you and I could sit and chat about that, since I know you have some expertise in that. So
No problem, no problem. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, and again, definitely thanks for the opportunity, and again, I'm definitely gonna continue praying for you and keep doing what you're doing, because if you can touch one person, that one person could touch someone else, and then we have that chain, and that chain becomes stronger and longer, and hopefully, like you say, we can. We can make a small change
I think we
in
can. I think we can. And I'm hoping that all of you wonderful people out there in the diaspora, as they say, that's the term. Those of us, you're from the town, you're from the country, meaning Dominica, and you're out there somewhere. I'm really hoping that we can do more to link all people and to impact the community in a more visible and tangible way, so that we can really bridge some of the gaps that are existing right now. That's my prayer, that's my hope. So I really want to thank you, as I said, and also I'm looking forward to further dialogue with you and other people out there. I like to say, if people have any ideas, of how we can make this better, please feel free to send me a message. I'm open to that. And I think my goal is to have our young people know people like you, so that they can know that there are lots of wonderful people who have passed through this land who can inspire them to get to that level beyond us, to excel above what we have achieved ourselves. And
absolutely.
the loved
Yeah,
ones.
yeah, absolutely. Because again, I think, I mean, we have some very, very talented youth in Dominica. I mean, even after I left, I know, I mean, the talent that we have there, it's phenomenal, because
Yeah.
again, I mean, I would say it's comparable to Jamaica.
Yeah.
If we think in terms of athletics, and
Mhm.
it's obviously Jamaica has the system, and they've had it for quite a while, so they could build on it. But we have the talent, and I think again, the kids, they just need nurturing, need
Mentorship.
mentorship,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Uh, and like I said, I think we need a little more collaboration within the structure of, if I'm talking athletics specifically, within athletics itself. And,
Mm-hmm.
again, even in listening to your program with Coach Dunga and Coach
Wait.
Coach Carbon, yeah, wait, yeah, it's the in football especially now. I mean, the opportunities that are available now were not available way back in our days, and I had the opportunity to actually sit down and had a nice conversation with Dickie's son. I can't remember his name. Very very nice young man. I met him in Florida when they came to play on the 15, and I expressed to him the opportunities that are there. And again, I was smiling when you asked the coaches about academics. How do you talk to the guys about the academics? And again, that saying "mens sana and corpus sana,"
Yeah.
it really is. It goes hand in hand. For those academic opportunities or the scholarship opportunities,
Mm-hmm.
you have the talent, but the first thing that the coaches are going to look at is the academics.
Yeah.
And I would say one advice to, and you could pass that on to Coach Dunga and the
Wait.
administration of the FC Bombers is to partner with some of the academias in the town.
Mm-hmm.
So if the kids that may need some tutoring in whatever subject that is, maybe once a night, you get some whether a math teacher, science, or and at one place, and say, okay,
Yeah.
this guys, we have a tutoring session. Any help that you may need in any of the subject areas, and because we have to start instilling that in the kids as well, because not only the athletic, because with the athletic talent comes a lot of opportunities. But
Yes.
because again, I mean, when I left Dominica back in 1991, I didn't care about getting a medal at the World Championships or even going to the Olympics. As a matter of fact, I mean, my main goal was to get an education.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
know, and then I went on, got my bachelor's, got my master's, and then athletics, being going to the Olympics and then getting the medal, to me that was a bonus, because
Yeah.
like I said, I'm talking now. I mean, that was now the medal was 25 years ago. And,
Mm-hmm.
my career now is not based on a medal that I got; it's based
Exactly.
on what I did in the classroom.
Exactly.
So,
Right.
so that's why I think we really really
We have
uh,
to, we have to connect them. We have to marry them. We have
yes,
to we have to broaden the vision of
yes,
the athletes, the footballers, whoever they are, the sportsmen and
yes.
women. Let them see that there is a greater picture. Not just we want to win that tournament this year. We want to win that match. We want to get a medal and have many medals and trophies. But we have to have something here to
Yes, absolutely.
ourselves. Yeah. So,
Absolutely.
well, I realized we could talk the entire night,
I
and
know.
so we have to talk again some other time. And think about that book, because this is very serious. People are asking for it right now
Uh,
the people who have been following us tonight. A number of them are saying yes, write that book. You have a lot of motivations to offer to people, and so I urge you to do that. So once again, I just want to say thanks to you, and I can't say thanks enough. All I can say is thanks. But
yeah.
yes,
Well, again, I'll say definitely thanks for sharing my story. Obviously, like I mean, you know the story because you grew up with it, and obviously, with Maki, and I mean the
yeah,
whole family, your mom. I mean, it's like a mom. I see her. It's like So I saw that she was on earlier as well. So.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So, but again, definitely thanks you, and it's just so happened that we could connect tonight. So that was great, and thanks for the invitation. Like I said, keep up the good work,
Thank you.
and I'll be touching basically on that idea as well.
All right. All the best to you and your family. Okay.
All right, cool.
Stay prayed.
Blessings.
All
All
right.
right,
Anytime.
cool.
Right. Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. Our dear brother Jerome Romain, who a number of you all have known. His bright smile, always just always definitely sparks the room whenever he smiles and he enters a room, it catches your attention for sure. But very good personality, well-natured person, and we have beautiful people from our town. So I just want to say thanks to all of you who tuned in tonight to follow both the discussion with our team, the coaches of the LA Enterprises Bombers Football Club, and as well as speaking to our Olympian and the triple jumper Olympian bronze medalist, triple jumper Jerome Romain, who 25 years ago made only. So we want to urge you all to come again. We will try to have another program, try to do it every Friday evening. Sometimes it may take a different turn, a different twist, but for now we want to see how well we can just harness the talents and the skills that we have in our place, the people who come from our place, Zoom on Portsmouth, Dominica, our young people, our nation. So once again, I bid all of you a splendid night. Let us all keep safe. Those of you out there in the diaspora as well, keep safe. We know we have to be very vigilant against COVID. And of course, we don't want to lose any of you, any of our people. So those of us here, let's do what we have to do. Follow the guidelines from the Ministry of Health.
Absolutely.
Be responsible. Okay. So once again, I bid you all a blessed night, a wonderful weekend. Stay well. God bless you. Thank you. Bye. Yes. All right. I'm going to end like this.